Right.
Guys, welcome.
Hello, hello.
First time going live on Travel and Tash. I'm here with Paul from Taste So Good.
Hey guys.
So Paul and I met a year ago, or nearly a year ago.
Almost, yeah. Last September, I think.
It seems like longer, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad. I don't know. I think we've spent a lot of time together in that.
We go through like periods, a lot of time, and then like months with no contact, or not no contact, not without like seeing each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we spend days just messaging each other all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what we're doing today is we're going to hang out roughly for about an hour. And then what we're doing is we're hopping over to Paul's channel and we're going live. So you'll have to follow us on there.
It's kind of like a buy one, get one free tonight. So,
yeah.
Sorry, this is the, I don't know, the preview and the main event, or the main event and the leftovers. I don't know.
No.
However we want to.
In a way, it's actually a little bit like buy one, get two free, because unbeknownst to you right now, there's a cute little doggy on Paul's lap. He's just
passed out,
falling asleep.
This is what he normally does, especially in this room. This is the editing room.
Maybe you guys will get a chance to get a glimpse of him later. He's a little fur ball, really, really cute. Paul was just explaining actually that he's taking his channel to Boryong.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
So excited about that.
So we are actually working with Boryong City and the tourism board over there, as well as another organization, and for the whole year actually.
Right.
So from May through December, going to be working with them, and basically every month there's different things I'll be doing, different missions, and different things I'll be covering, and going down there a lot, and learning about the city and the events and the festival. So really excited to do that. It's kind of my first time really work the tourism board like that. So
I'm excited to just watch and see what you guys get up to at the festival. I've never actually been to the Boryong Mud Festival. It's a really famous event that happens. Is it just yearly, right? Is it every summer or
like
spring?
In July, I believe.
Okay.
I don't know if it's actually going to happen. I mean, they're sounding pretty optimistic about it, but I don't know. I mean, think of a whole bunch of half-naked people
with alcohol involved.
A lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
But if they go, then maybe you need to come with us and spend a day or a weekend.
I don't know. I might have a little furry friend to take care of.
They can. Well, we got 2 months to decide. Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. Maybe something good to put on your channel, different type of festival from your perspective. So
Boryong's on the west coast of South Korea, and it's probably like what, a 2-hour drive?
I remember it's about 2 or 2.5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
And basically, as far as I know, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I've never actually attended this festival, but as I understand it, it's basically perhaps a weekend or potentially a week.
It's actually like 10 days.
Oh, yeah. Gosh.
It goes on for like almost 2 weeks.
Wow. So hordes of busloads of young people arriving.
Foreigners.
Yeah. Okay. So 50% foreigners, 50% Korean.
I think it's something like that. Like it's a huge disproportionate amount of foreigners that are there. I've never actually been. Disclaimer, I've never been to the festival. Okay. Disclaimer, I've never really had much of a desire to go. I've had options. I've had chances to go and just never wanted to go.
Yeah, same here.
It's just not my thing. Maybe I just arrived in Korea a little past that, past that age. But when I get to see it from this experience as more of a content creator versus than a participant, it's a little different.
A reveler of drunken debauchery.
Pretty much, pretty much. I get to be on this side of the camera. I feel a little bit more not as nervous about it.
So just to clarify, what I understand happens as a perspective of two people that actually have not been, but I've seen photos and I've seen videos. It's basically like a bunch of people half naked, mud wrestling and sliding down into mud that can eventually get mixed with vomit from too much drinking. Okay. And people in long lineups to get into
the loo.
Well, I was going to say get into the mud.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Because you have to wait your turn. It's like going to a roller coaster.
Well, do you know the history of the Boryong Mud Festival.
Mm-mm.
So it started back in 1998. And Boryong is this small little city, like you said, on the west coast of Korea.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of a port city. It didn't have a whole lot to offer, but it's also got the only like white sand beach made of seashells in the Orient. So in like East
Wow.
Asia.
Made of seashells.
Yeah, so it's got that nice white sand that you might find in Southeast Asia,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not going to find anywhere else in Korea, Japan, China, this kind of Orient area. So it's a very special beach for that. But back in the 90s, they realized that the mud from Boryong has all kinds of special properties that are really good for your skin. So I don't know the chemicals or whatever, potassium, I don't know. Whatever it is, these that mud is special and has been scientifically proven to be good for our skin. So they started marketing the mud in different face masks and things. And little by little, they decided, hey, let's just have a festival where people can come and roll around the mud and get these health benefits. And then it just kind of went from this small little festival to this huge thing that CNN is like says, you know, similar, like one of the best festivals in the world, up with like Spain's, like what do you call it, Tomatillo, something like that,
Yeah, Tomatillo, I think, yeah.
So it's becoming like this huge thing. And if you're a foreigner in Korea, like especially if you're young, like in your 20s, it's just something that you normally go to. Because it started off as this health thing, but now there's mudslides, there's big K-pop concerts. And
okay, so they bring
like like big names.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
performers and stuff. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard the mud was imported for the festival. But I don't know brought in from where.
Yeah, that I've never heard that. I've heard they're exporting the mud actually like New Zealand or something, so they can have their own mud festival.
I'm really, really curious about that now.
Well, be sure to watch my video. Stay tuned. I don't know. I have more research to do. We'll find out more shortly.
So guys, go over to Paul's channel to make sure that you're going to follow his adventure in Boryong.
And maybe you'll have to join us
later in the year.
We're going to be covering, in 2 weeks, we're covering a few things that I'll keep secret. Mm-hmm. And then the festival, there's a few festivals they have. They apparently have a really nice autumn festival. They have a really cool, you're going to love this, planned for December. They have an oyster festival.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, I know what you love oysters, so.
Yeah, I developed a taste for oysters back when I lived in Victoria in Canada. For a while, I was working basically in a restaurant called Bartholomew's, and I got to meet a lady called Alia, who was really, really cool, and she introduced me to oysters and champagne.
Ooh.
And so every month or something, she and I would go out together to a bar that was nearby and just on the waterfront in Victoria, and we'd go out for oysters and champagne, and both of us were like crazy about oysters. And you know, she just introduced me to this. You know, she's like, okay, you know, here's all the different types of little sauces that you can get. You know, she's a foodie as well. Actually, you'd really get on with her. She ended up opening her own restaurant, which is a bus on one of the islands that are between Victoria Island and Vancouver mainland. I don't.
Well, speaking of oysters, look who just joined your chat.
Oh, the Daily Phil. Hi, Phil.
Hi. Last time I ate oysters was with you and Phil.
Yes, Phil. Do you remember the oysters that we had? Do you remember who ate them all?
We were all too happy to let you eat the oysters. We wanted the pork.
Oh God! But yes, Phil. We're excited to see what else you come out with. I remember that you recently published about Japan, if I remember correctly, your Japan series. And this was
the first time to see snow.
Oh, that's right.
I think it was Phil's birthday recently, like yesterday or something as well.
Oh, really? Well, happy birthday, Phil. Goodness.
I saw that on IG's. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Wow. Is it the same day as Buddha's birthday, May 1st or May Day? Wow, that's a special birthday to have.
I think Buddha's birthday changes.
It does, doesn't it?
I think it's based on the Buddhist calendar, so it kind of changes.
Yeah, it's confusing.
This year is bad. We just got 1 day off work.
Yeah, I had 1 day off, and I was chatting to Suzanne, and she said she didn't have any. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Suzanne, where are you? But
And you didn't have yesterday off? Or no, Thursday.
no, she didn't.
Listen, yes, hope you got paid overtime.
Suzanne, I hope you're watching.
You got 5 lurkers in the chat. So
5 lurkers. We don't know who you are, but we do know Jaden is there. Hi, Jaden. You.
yeah.
Nice to meet you, Jaden.
It's kind of a silly name, don't you think?
Jaden, you.
Sounds like Britney
Jaden,
Spears' child's name.
I don't know who Jaden is. I had a student called Jaden, but
Maybe it's your student.
it could be. Could you be my student, Jaden? In case everybody else watching doesn't know, I'm also an English teacher. But yeah. Regarding the Boryong Festival, so I spent a little bit of time in Jordan and Israel, and when I was there, I managed to spend some time in the mud. And there, it's very, very popular for people to,
like the Dead Sea area.
Yeah, the Dead Sea, exactly. Yeah. And so I managed to. A lot of the actual coast itself is blobs of salt. And so you're actually walking over chunks of salt that are in formations like a rock in order to get into the Red Sea.
Ooh.
And so the challenge is to actually find a hole that looks like it contains mud inside of it. But when
that's what she said.
Let's keep this clean, please. Okay, I'm gonna go red now. So anyway, I managed to find, this was on the Israel side. So I managed to find a nice deeper hole of rich mineral laden mud. I'm trying to ignore this troublemaker over here.
Ooh, I'm getting hot for these lights though.
Do you want me to open the door a little bit more?
No, it's okay. I'm sorry.
So anyway, just delved into this mud and just literally piling it all on. I looked like completely black when I put this all on. And so what you do is you cake it on and you let it sit on your skin for a little bit. And then you go into the Dead Sea and then you let it all like
dissolve, melt away. That's cool.
But the challenge is to actually not lick your lips or rub your eyes, because everything is so salty that on at least 2 or 3 occasions, I touched my eyes and licked my lips, and it was disgusting. Like the concentration of salt.
Once wasn't enough. You're like, yeah.
No, it was.
First time it didn't taste good. Let me try it a few more times.
I'm one of those people that when I go swimming in the sea, that I end up trying to get the water out of my eye. But when you're trying to do that, like no matter if you use your fingers or if you use your arm, there's just salt everywhere. And so then you get it into your eyes and then you're trying to blink as much as possible. And the only way to get the salt off of you is to get back onto the beach. And
the mud from
Israel,
that Dead Sea area is supposed to be really healing.
Actually, I did purchase some just as I was leaving Israel. I was at the Ben Gurion airport in Tel Aviv, and I picked up.
Sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
So I picked up some.
Got this monster here. Somebody's telling me.
So
I have to cross my legs so he has a bed.
Yeah. That's
my normal life right here.
He's just in the nook of Paul's arm right now. But yeah, so I picked up some products, and then I was flying to Spain from Israel via Berlin. And when I got to Berlin, I had to switch over planes, and they were like, "Yeah, you're not taking that. It's above 100 milliliters or something like that." And I was just like,
"Oh, Tasha, you should know better."
Yeah, the bottle I bought was just a tiny touch larger, and I bought 2 different bottles. And I think it was for face stuff. So I lost all of that, and I was really sad.
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Hopefully it wasn't too expensive.
I don't remember the price in shekels, but it was, I don't know, around $30 or something like that. But yeah, I was literally, it was the first time I ever went to Germany, and I was just like, damn it, I hate you, Berlin airport. God damn, I'm never coming to Germany ever.
To be fair, I think the 100 milliliter rule for carry-ons pretty much applies globally.
Yeah, I know.
So.
I know.
You got a new friend in the chat room.
Who's my new friend?
Pil,
Hi, Tia Piri. Auntie Piri. Auntie Piri is joining from Spain or Gibraltar.
Hola, buenos dias.
See? Paul is a man of many talents.
That's the first I've heard that. But thank you. No, I used to be really good at Spanish back in the day.
We can practice.
Libra book, libreta notebook, lapis pencil, y pluma pen. Like I remember these songs from being like 6 years old.
Oh wow.
And it was by the time I graduated high school, like I spent like 12 studying Spanish. I was really good at it. And I used it a little bit after college. But then once I moved to Korea, it was like if I learned a Korean word, it just meant like the Spanish words went out. And I would end up like when I first came to Korea, trying to communicate, and like subconsciously I knew I couldn't speak English, but I didn't know what to speak. So I would make these sentences that were like half Spanish, half Korean. So I did that for a while. Like my mind just kind of replaced the English word with the Spanish word.
Yeah. When I was, so about 3.5 years ago, I was leaving Korea for the first time and I was returning to Canada. But en route to Canada, I traveled for about 3.5 months. Anyway, I went to Japan. I started out in Japan, then went to Thailand for a month. I then went to Cambodia. And what happened is that the combination of the bits of Korean that I had accumulated over 14 months of my first stay here, then 9 days of Japan, and I had tried to learn a few words in Japanese before going, then going to Thailand and learning greetings in Thailand, in Thai. And then by the time I arrived to Cambodia, I think there was enough space in my brain to squeeze like 1 or 2 words in. But after that, Vietnam, I was like, oh my God, I'm mixing everything up. I couldn't do it anymore. It was just like,
your brain doesn't know which direction.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I respect people who are like polyglots and can speak multiple languages like easily, because Lord knows I can't. So.
Well, Paul was mentioning that because of his commitments to go to Boryong soon, that potentially I can take care of these little cute furballs. And I said to Paul, well, perhaps by the time you arrive back from your weekend adventure, they're going to speak Spanish. They might learn a little bit of Spanish.
Feel free to live stream in our little makeshift studio here.
I could do that, hey?
I could.
Yeah, practice my
24-hour live stream.
Yeah.
10-hour live stream. Yeah.
Are there any other upcoming events that you're really looking forward to?
Funny. If I got this calendar from the Seoul Korean Tourism Organization for this other program that I'm doing called Global Soulmates with some other influencers based here in Seoul, and we have certain things we have to do. But then I'm also doing the Boryong City thing, as well as we're doing that Korea Net thing.
Yeah.
And I've got a few other things on the table.
Is the Boryong with Korea.net, or is that?
No, it's totally different.
Different organization.
It's like the actual city government of Boryong.
Awesome. Yeah.
So totally different. So like this calendar here now lists all the some of the different things just for this month: meetings, trips, deadlines that I have. Like
I'm looking at this calendar, guys, and there are at least like 7 or 8 different appointments on there.
Just all YouTube stuff, like that's not like just my day job or like personal life. Like it's just like YouTube things that have started popping up, which is amazing. Like I'm glad to have these opportunities and things like that. But when I look at that, I'm like, oh, I had to pile all of that on top of everything else.
It means you have to be really
organized and just working hard. Like it's dedication, it's commitment. I can't complain about it. I love it. I'm happy to have the opportunities.
If coronavirus and all that clears up before September, can you see yourself going abroad?
If at this point I'm not even really thinking about it. I mean, if everything clears up, then yeah, absolutely. If I get time, my vacation schedule allows, I would love to go abroad. I mean, even if I just could go somewhere for just 2 days or something, I'd be more than happy to do that. But right now, the kind of way my schedule's working, I've just got so much stuff to do in Korea. Like, it's great that I'm starting to get emails. Like, I'm getting emails almost every day now about a new opportunity in Korea that, I've had to start turning stuff down. So, but I don't want to get stuck on just Korean stuff. So
Yeah.
I want to be able to go abroad. But I'm sure we're both in the same boat there. Like, we're both itching to, well, you just came back.
I just got back from Europe. I've only been here about a month. Yeah, I was recently, Tia Piri, as you know, I was in Spain and England and returned to Korea about a month ago. I spent 2 weeks in isolation, and I've been out of isolation for just over 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe. And then prior to that, at the end of January, I was also in the Philippines. So at the moment, my current YouTube series is coming from the Philippines. I'm going to publish tomorrow, once again on Chocolate Hills. So Phil, I hope you're going to watch my video tomorrow. It's getting published tomorrow.
Tasha's planning on making one video per each hill.
Hey!
So I think there's like maybe 800 hills. So
I think there's 1,000 maybe or something.
It's been a long time since I went there. Phil says that he's currently working on his Seoul trip.
He's editing videos from our Seoul trip. Woo! Are we going to be in any of them, Phil? I want to know.
Yeah, I hope so.
You did record a little, I recall.
At the Bosan. Yeah. Oh, and then we went to the nice, the beer place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and too bad you guys couldn't have stayed longer.
Yeah.
We were having fun that night. That was back in November?
Yeah,
December?
We were definitely dressed in winter clothing.
Yeah. Because they'd just come from Japan where it snowed.
Yeah.
They were asking if it was going to snow. And I said it was probably too early. And so I think it was around November.
I think.
Speaking of. Oh. Phil, I'm trying to get Tasha to try this, and she refuses. I've still got some Lombardog left. And I'm trying to get
Was this from Phil?
Yeah.
Phil's gift. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I remember him presenting it to you.
Yeah, still got it. I'm supposed to drink it. Tasha, Mr. Bulbul.
If I hang out with you and Mr. Bulbul, I will not faint from alcohol poisoning. I will die. And I just, hanging out with Paul is enough. I think if Mr. Bulbul was thrown in there.
We don't drink heavily. Well, you had a lot of sangria last week.
Guys.
I'm kidding. We're both getting a little flush, I think, under these lights.
You need to check out Paul's channel because an awesome video is coming out.
I'm not sure if it's going to be awesome. I'm hoping it's going to be awesome, but I don't know.
You thinking maybe tomorrow or this week?
Tomorrow. The plan's tomorrow. For tomorrow. So I'm probably going to be, after you leave tonight, staying up and working, and then getting up early tomorrow.
Editing?
Writing script, voiceovers, all that stuff.
We're not going to give you guys too many details, but it's
we had a delicious meal.
Time. Yeah. This was last weekend, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what's coming out on Paul's channel tomorrow. Tomorrow, hopefully.
Tomorrow, definitely.
Definitely?
I'll make it happen.
Nice. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, I'm excited to get the video finished. And then after that, what's next after your Chocolate Hill video?
I'm going to be publishing about eating on Alona Beach and then snorkeling in the Philippines. Yeah, Panglao Island. My first time ever bringing my Virgin GoPro Hero 8 in the ocean.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't think mine has been in the ocean.
Mine has.
Mine was in a swimming pool.
Okay. Was that just for testing or?
No, we stayed at a doggy pension a few months ago.
Yeah.
And we had our own private pool.
Oh yes, I remember the little clips.
Yeah, so definitely took it in the pool there. But luckily with the whole Boryong thing, I'm gonna have some free trips to the beach, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, I would love to take it somewhere. Do some underwater scenes. Actually, I stopped in Yongsan today to check out the microphones.
So
they're sold out.
Oh, what? Oh no! Guys, this is Tech Talk. So Yongsan is basically where YouTubers go to just buy all of their gear. And so the GoPro Hero 8 now has mics that have...
There's mics, flip screens, and like lights you can attach to it.
Ooh.
But I think out of those three, the only one that's available, has actually been released, is the microphone, but that is sold out.
Okay.
We're planning on buying it today, but
you never know. If we wait a little longer, we might be able to get all together in a package.
It's
you never
pricey.
know.
Well, I don't know if I really need all of it.
I will.
I don't think I'm going to use the light because I have an external light already that I can attach to it. The flip screen, maybe. With the microphone, definitely. I would love to have. Because as I'm going to these mud festivals and stuff, probably going to want to use the GoPro. Ooh, I'm looking a little rough under these lights, getting a little sweaty.
It's called a sexy glow.
I don't know how sexy it is.
As long as it's just a glow and not smelly.
No guarantees.
Same here.
Phil says he filmed a little bit at that Bosun place.
Oh,
so
good.
Watch out for it. If you need any more footage, Phil, let me know. I've got my video, and I've got some. I filmed all that with the GoPro, actually. It was just a really casual video. But if you need anything, let me know. I can send some footage over your way.
So, guys, check out the Daily Phil in the comments. One of our friends that we met back in, we reckon
November,
winter. Yeah.
I hope you guys are safe over there. I think the Philippines is still in lockdown.
Yeah, I think,
especially Manila. So hopefully things are getting safer.
I think the same in Cebu right now, actually. My friend Ford also was talking about military waiting outside and essentially ensuring that people are not leaving for no reason.
Jeez. Yeah, I heard there's no alcohol there right now, which is really...
Yeah. So no San Miguel.
Well, I'm drinking San Miguel. Thanks, Tasha. Since you want to drink the llama dog with me.
Yeah. I said to Paul, I'm not very good at drinking.
Neither am I.
Tea.
Cha 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 cha.
No. So no plans for travel. No serious thinking plans for...
I'm just keeping it out of my mind because if I think about it, I'm going to go crazy. I'm like, oh, maybe I can go somewhere in a few months. You know, I'd love to go to Vietnam. I'd love to go to Taiwan.
Okay.
I would love to go back to the Philippines, obviously. I would love... I wouldn't even mind just going back to the States. Like, it's been a while since I've been back home to see my family. But obviously, I'm not going back to the States right now. Like, it's too crazy there. But I guess it's also a good time to just explore Korea more.
Well, I was watching Gabriel Traveler's latest video, and he was saying that there's quite a few countries in Asia that are beginning to look at opening their borders soon for travel, and that includes Vietnam.
It's not just those countries, but also coming back and the quarantine Korea would impose.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd hate to go somewhere and then get stuck for 14 days and not be able to go to work because of that. So you really need both. And you never know when this could flare up again at any given moment.
That's true.
So I don't think things are going to be stable anytime soon. Like, luckily in Korea, things have really, the curve has been flattened for now.
So Paul was mentioning that, was it today that we've had no corona cases?
Domestic.
At all. Okay, yeah.
0 domestic cases.
Okay.
There were 6 cases reported in Korea, but all of them came from abroad.
Oh, okay.
So, as they were in quarantine or whatever.
Right.
But none of them originated here. So, as long as those people are staying in quarantine and not having contact with anybody, basically, as of right now, it seems like corona has pretty much been squashed. So, the past 5 days, it's been 0, 1, 1, 0. It's been really low numbers.
Yeah.
Which is great. It's been single digits for a while now.
It's interesting because, I know I think it was England that had 800 cases in one day, or was that 800 deaths? It was nuts. I was hearing that from family in England, from a friend a close friend, and it seems crazy that people are, that my family in Spain and family in England are getting dictated to in terms of how long you're allowed to go outside for a walk. And just speaking to my mother in Spain on Monday, she was telling me that in Spain, correct me if I'm wrong, but from the 2nd of May, which is today, that older people are allowed to leave home to go for a walk for 1 hour. And we've never been in that situation here in Korea at all.
It was never locked down. It was never forced quarantine. You're different, but for those of us in Korea,
that didn't travel,
But I think Korea, is a special case and all that too, where people kind of gave up their luxuries. Basically
socializing,
Well, Korea was kind of like, you guys wear a mask, and people are like, okay, I'm going to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Whereas America, they're like, hey, wear a mask. People are like, no, don't tell me to wear a mask. Korea's like, hey guys, wash your hands. And for the first time, people started washing their hands. Like my work, we got hot water, we got soap, and we got paper towel. Like they installed a paper towel dispenser. And they turned on hot water. We haven't had hot water in like 5 years.
Wow.
And people, they no longer do it anymore. But there was a few weeks where they actually went pee and then washed their hands. I was shocked. But yeah, people are just being careful, and I think what really helped too was the
app, or the beeping every time you walk past somebody that has been registered as having coronavirus, an alarm will go off on your phone, an alert, like blaring. And I've literally had to turn my sound completely off because it's so alarming.
You would get messages just daily, just tons of these messages being like, hey, there's a new corona case in your area. Like this is all just from the past few months. Like phones just blowing up.
So basically, I was out having a walk yesterday morning, and suddenly and I was just like, what the hell's going on? Okay, another corona person must be nearby. So you're constantly being reminded that you're potentially in the vicinity or in danger of being somebody that is infected. And so as a result, I think that everybody here is hyper fearful of it. And that has actually been a positive way to control it. Yeah,
and plus those apps, when you get the message, you would then get a link to go to like your local government district's website, and they would list the location of where the people went. So it would tell you like on last Tuesday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. they visited McDonald's and they were not wearing a mask. So then you could tell like, oh my God, I was at the McDonald's at the same time. Like I need to be careful. And there's really a lack of privacy in that because we're forced to be like a 35-year-old Polish man who lives in Itaewon. Like a 35-year-old Polish man.
You can guess who it is.
Yeah. And there were cases where one guy, this is a true story, he spent all of his time going from like meals to Love Motel. Really? So like almost every day he was going to Love Motel with somebody. I think he was married. So yeah, it was a huge invasion of privacy. He was going and having a little extramarital fun. So, and that kind of went out to every age and gender.
Considering that the population of foreigners here is not very high, I guess a few of us know each other.
Yeah.
Especially the people in on.
Currently, Phantom of the Opera is playing just down the street, and some of the actors had the coronavirus, and it listed all the information about them. But it was news that the Phantom of the Opera cast was infected because all the people in the audience had to be quarantined because of it. But then when you go to check the information on the website, it was like a 34-year-old man flew from Canada to Incheon and then went to this hotel and then went to this performance arts center and then went to this hotel. So then you were kind of like able to put it together like, okay, now I know where the cast of Phantom of the Opera stays because you listed this online.
Yeah.
but it's kind of like everybody gave up a little bit. So we gave up a little bit of privacy.
Oh yeah.
Um, and all basically agreed to wear masks and tried to stay
Yeah.
home. Like things were closed. A lot of things weren't closed, but people just stayed home because you felt the pressure to do so. And I mean, they've squashed it. So
Yeah.
they've obviously been a leading example.
Although I was chatting with another YouTuber about privacy that we're giving up, essentially by having our details tracked or revealed, particularly if you're identified as having the virus, right? I had to install an app. As those of you who have seen my video about isolation and quarantine, you know, I had a woman checking on me almost daily, and you know, an app that I had to log into twice a day to report my temperature. If I left home with that app would track where I was going, and
Smart.
yeah, I could lose my visa status here.
You'd be deported.
And yeah, deported if I brought my phone with me.
Yeah,
which most people do. Most people don't go anywhere without a phone.
You're subconsciously, shit. Sorry, I left it at home. I left it in my bag.
Well, did we talk? Was it last week that we were saying that maybe 6 foreigners got
I heard it was like
deported?
7. Yeah.
Seven deported because they didn't obey the quarantine kind of 2-week isolation rule.
I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but personally, I feel like it's justified. Like, they make it clear before you arrive, hey, you're going to spend 14 days in quarantine. Yeah, you're giving up some of your privacy, but you're also getting the assurance that you're going to get free testing. There are people around the world who can't get tested at all, and you're going to get tested multiple times. If you are infected, you're going to be treated for free. That's one thing that Korea's done, is they have, to help flatten everything, they said, even if you're a foreigner and you're here illegally, if you're an undocumented immigrant, come get tested. We're going to treat you for free, and we're not going to deport you.
Oh, so wow, really?
They really put coronavirus at the top of priorities of everything, and that's why they're able to do it. You know, you look at somebody like the United States, and undocumented, or I hate the word illegal immigrants, because people can't be illegal. They can be there illegally, but just undocumented immigrants, number one, can't afford the treatment, or they can't get tested just because it's not available. And if they do have, they're never going to be able to afford the treatment, so they're going to die. But Korea was like, hey, we're going to just treat you. I think something that was great too, I don't think you mentioned this in your video, and I kind of wish you would have, was the food that was delivered. So I guess you were given an option to get this.
When you're a visa holder, so you're allowed to live here and work, you don't have to.
Maybe we want to say bye really quick to this person.
Alvin Argan Truck.
I'm sorry, we got busy. Thank you for saying hi to me.
From the Philippines. Where are you, Alvin? Where in the Philippines are you right now? Are you in Cebu or Manila? Or Alvin has a few YouTube channels based in the Philippines, including adventures, food. You also have a channel that's dedicated to interviewing writers. Alvin wants to interview me for my books that I've published. Nice. So yeah.
So I have to check out the food channel. Lord knows I love food, so that sounds interesting.
Yep. Well, Alvin, you need to also check out Paul. Paul focuses a lot on Korean and Filipino food. So
I just did 51 Filipino food.
Yeah. So
thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us.
Yeah. On Tasha's first live stream.
Yeah.
Celebrate her 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, but I thought we should say hello.
Yes, we are staying safe. We're staying safe with Paul and his dogs.
Safest place to be, perhaps in the world. I keep not realizing where your camera is. Like I keep looking at this.
Yeah, just a green light. Yeah.
I'm not used to.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're preparing food for my live stream.
So guys, in case you're not aware, we'll soon be switching over to Paul's channel, Tastes So Good. That's soul as in SEOUL. Tastes So Good. So check out Paul's channel. We'll switch over to his channel pretty soon.
Yeah, give a little bit of time in between to do a little bit of
Yeah.
setup. So about 8:20 or 8:30 or so.
Yeah.
We'll be doing that.
He's got a few little surprises in store.
We do. Hope you all come hang out.
You should. And Suzanne, are you there lurking?
Suzanne.
We're just wondering, Suzanne, are you one of the people that like,
I wish we could see.
Yeah, I wish we knew who was lurking there.
Thank God we can't though, because I've lurked on some people's live streams. So.
Oh, the last person whose live stream I'm lurking on was Mr. Bulbul. Yeah, it was on his birthday.
Okay.
And he was talking about
drinking.
Yeah. Drinking and food.
I think he tries not talking about drinking. He's like, hey, let's talk about something else. And everybody's audience is like, but what about drinking?
There was mention of a guitar and his ability to sing. But yeah. So who are you guys watching? I'd love to see some of your comments down below. Which YouTubers are you following while we're all in quarantine? Not so much everybody in Seoul or in Korea, but for those of you that are at home and
stuck.
Yeah. Who are you actually hanging out with on, on YouTube? Because I don't know, social distancing doesn't have to, even if you're doing it, digitally. I think it's important to have that human contact.
Which I think is why live streams are great, because you can
interact with everybody.
Yeah. So.
And see what are you up to, and like for example, Phil. I think Phil was saying that he was editing videos. Phil, what are you working on right now? Are you working on the Seoul video?
That's what he said. He's currently editing videos from Seoul trip.
Oh, good. But is it the Seoul video? Or
I think
maybe how many videos did you record?
Is English your first language?
Hey. I don't know. There was the video that we recorded together. But I'm curious about that video.
I think he's doing one video. Like most of his videos are like one video per destination.
Okay.
So I'm sure it'll be the whole trip.
Mm-hmm. Well,
he tends to do a lot more short, like scene.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Phil, let us know when you publish.
We'll be sure to share it.
Yeah, we want to curious about how you're doing it and what you showed. And
we'll come back soon. Come back when it's safe.
Or maybe we'll come and see you.
That's
the possibility.
Out of the realm of possibilities.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Oh.
Getting a little sweaty. My hands are.
Oh, you must be extra warm.
Both of us are. I've got this mound of fur right here.
And we've got a light above us as well, just in front.
I've got a few lights going on. Yeah, I'm getting a little flush. I can really tell.
I don't have a fur ball on.
I haven't been drinking that much. I think it's really keeping me warm, yeah. I've drank a little bit, but not much. Might have to keep the drinking for my live stream.
That's fine with me.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
So is there any last things you would like to discuss on your first live stream at Tasha?
Okay, so last topic. So related to travel once again. So when you decide on where you want to travel to, what is involved in that process? Like what's your breakdown in terms of, the factors that you consider before you decide on a location?
For me, it ultimately comes down to like time. How much time do I think I have?
Okay.
And how far I think I can go. Kind of what my my mental well-being is at that time. It's like, do I just want to go to the beach and relax and just digitally detox?
Yeah.
Or do I want to go to a city and explore and I feel like I have this energy and I want to go to like, Ho Chi Minh City and learn all this culture.
Yeah.
And so it kind of just depends on what I'm feeling. Like what point in the year it is, what part of the semester it is, things like
Okay.
that.
Yeah, the
And
difference
then
between a vacation and traveling.
exactly,
Yeah.
like sometimes it depends. Like sometimes one is better than the other. Then after that, it comes down to like safety. I'm
Hmm.
a big fan of going to safe places.
I had a friend actually that was in Vietnam. I think she was in Saigon, and she just literally somebody snatched her
Like on a
new
motorcycle.
iPhone. I don't know if they were on a motorcycle or what,
Okay.
but she was holding it and literally boom, just gone.
I heard it's really common, like Ho Chi Minh, Saigon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then when I went there, they were like, basically try not to walk on the sidewalk because people just as they're driving by always grab the camera. They'll like try to pull your necklace off. I heard one woman died when I was there, like right before, because like they're trying to snatch her necklace. And for whatever reason, it didn't break, and it like pulled her down, and she fell. And so yeah.
So safety is also a thing that you have to consider as well, especially if you're traveling on your own.
I think what makes it hard too is as YouTubers,
Because
we're carrying
yeah.
thousands of dollars potentially
Mhm.
around with us. So
You're trying to not draw attention, but it's almost impossible.
you're a white person in an Asian country, and you're
Yeah.
a YouTuber, and so you are drawing attention to yourself. So that's why I love something like the GoPro that you can.
It's much smaller.
And it goes missing. Like I'm not gonna be that upset. Whereas if my GH5
Yeah.
with Rode mic gets stolen, I'm gonna be really sad.
That was something Mr. Bulbul was talking about.
Yeah,
being selective about what you bring, depending on where you go.
And there's one great thing about Korea. I don't worry about it at all. So I mean, think about buying a drone, and it's like no matter where I'm currently in the center of Seoul, and I have no problem. Like I never feel like somebody's going to turn around and steal my stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so depending on your energy, what it is your need of, recuperation or exciting travel, safety.
Then it comes down to how delicious does the food look?
In case some of you don't know, so Paul's channel is, Taste So Good is all about tasting and food. Definitely has a food focus.
Yeah.
So
I think travel can take on many different forms, right? Some people like the adventure, some people like the historical aspects of it, some people like just the luxury and the pampering of it all. But for me, the food culture is, food bonds us, food brings people together. Like it's really a common thing. And most cultures are proud of their food, and there's a story to be told with food. So when you travel and you get to go to places and potentially meet people through those culinary adventures and experiences, like that's great. Like people are also, if you can sit down and share a meal and a glass of wine or the traditional alcohol or whatever, like you can learn a lot. Like ask a question, people are usually more than happy to tell you, the history of the food. Exactly. And you go to places, and I think that's one reason I'm really fascinated by the Philippines, because I think Vietnam has parts of this as well, whereas there's history and between colonizations and local and how people have endured through different things, and they're creating these dishes that come from a very humble beginning, and things that maybe we as Westerners might rub our nose down upon because we think like, oh, I'm too good for that. But it's coming from a place that they're turning lemons into lemonade a lot of times. And I think it's really cool to learn about that because I can learn so much about a culture if I go with an open mind and open taste bud and try things and do a little bit of research. So I love it.
Auntie Anna, hi.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. Also, Auntie Anna is my dad's sister.
Oh.
Hi, Tash. Hi, Paul. Nice to see you here, Tia. Sorting through summer clothes. I should have done that yesterday. I was actually thinking about putting away the winter stuff.
It's that time of the year where you're like, start packing away the sweaters and pulling out.
So today I was trudging up a hill. Paul was shocked at my industriousness. And
you didn't have to.
I could have got the bus, and I said to Paul, if I don't do it today, I probably won't do it until autumn. So, but for me, it highlighted the fact that Need to start getting ready with the summer wardrobe.
Yeah, I'm about 6 months behind that summer body diet.
Well,
I was kind of hoping to catch the coronavirus to lose some weight, man. I'm like, damn, if I catch the coronavirus, like, at least I'll probably...
Do you think it makes you lose weight?
I don't know. At least I would hope. I would ask the doctor, like, hey, maybe a cures a little gastric bypass or something. I don't know.
No.
I never caught it, damn it.
Maybe deli belly. Deli belly could do it.
Perhaps.
I don't know if anybody is watching from India, but I did have deli belly when I was in Jaipur, and I don't want to go into details.
There's a lot of time in the toilet.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's dehydration, right? Your body's not grabbing water. And so I'm pretty sure that's a sure way to lose weight.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You lose the water in
not
your
necessarily
body.
lose fat, but you can lose weight.
The water in your body.
Plus, it's just you don't want to eat anything. Yeah, I've not been to Delhi, but I've had traveler's diarrhea multiple times. So I get really sick. It's ironic. I love traveling, I love eating, and I love exploring new foods, but I have to be super careful. Because I will poo hardcore.
So on a slightly different but related topic, when I was in Istanbul, I was hanging out with a group of people that I'd met at the hostel, and there was one guy that joined us as we were walking through the Topkapi Palace. And he just randomly said that he was once on a bus and he had a pee sack attached to his hip. And he told us all that he peed while he was on the bus, and the pee went down a tube into his pocket.
Yeah, that's a really random ass story, but yeah, it happens.
So I don't know if there's an equivalent for deli belly diarrhea situation. I sure as hell hope not.
Well, that's a little bit more a permanent solution, but some people, when they have problems with like bowels, like cancer and stuff, they basically get their colon or their large intestines. If you're just tuning in, hi, welcome to this live stream. Maybe we'll have this talk a little later.
Oh, no.
Fat says they came here after watching the over 50 Filipino foods that taste so good. Thank you, Fat. Welcome to our conversation. Thank you for watching that video. I loved making that video. It's so much fun.
We're just talking about tasty things.
Yeah, actually, Fat, we're getting ready to do a live stream on my channel here in a few minutes. We're going to switch over and
to taste
do that.
Good.
So yeah, definitely come check out on my channel a little bit. So
Auntie Piri is enjoying our conversation.
Sorry, Auntie. With her, things get inappropriate really quickly. I assure you, on my channel,
everything's clean and
much cleaner. Yeah.
So back to the colon getting redirected. Would that be to a bag?
Cool bag. It's called a colonoscopy bag. Colonoscopy. I don't know. It's basically a shit bag, like where your poo just goes. You brought it up, so I'm going to tell you.
Listen, when you're traveling, these are some things you have to consider. I did get belly, and I had to travel to Agra, okay, from Jaipur to Agra on a maybe 5-hour train journey.
The worst I ever had actually was in the Dominican Republic. I had it so bad. It was awful. And then there's another time I got it. It was actually in Boracay. I ate at a Korean restaurant, ate some japchae. But then I had to fly to Bangkok, and I was somehow able to make the flight to Bangkok. But what really helped was charcoal.
Charcoal tablet?
Yeah. So I went to the pharmacy in Bangkok, and I was like, yo, like I can't stop pooing. And they're like, take these black pills. And ever since then, before I travel, I buy activated charcoal pills. My friend David from the channel, David Spin here, says take Pepto-Bismol.
Oh, yeah, but that's heavy.
But I cannot find it. But he travels the world, and he goes to India like 6 months out of the year.
Yeah.
And he's been fine, but he says whenever he travels, he just starts each morning with a shot of Pepto-Bismol.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Yeah, but I only had it one time, and I think I know how I got it. I was drinking sugarcane juice, and for the vendors that literally press the sugarcane in the street, but what happens is that they rinse out the cup between clients. When they rinse out the cup, sometimes there's a tiny little bit of water left in the bottom, and then they add the sugarcane, but then you may have the water residue that potentially could have some kind of bacteria.
Absolutely.
And that is because I was drinking bottled water the entire time I was in India. And I think that that's the only way that I actually caught it.
You can also get it from leafy vegetables.
Oh, washed. And ice as well.
Always say no to ice. A lot of times I use this as an excuse, but I drink beer because beer is usually safer.
Oh, but it's dehydrating.
Perhaps, but it's also getting the shits is really dehydrating too.
So, I mean... So I'll go back to my story of when I was in India.
I think we'll have to wrap it up soon too.
Yeah, let's wrap it up because we're going over to you.
I think we don't want to use everything. So we want you guys to come back for the next installation of
we'll continue that story.
Oprah and Ellen. You know which one's Oprah, which one's Ellen. Plus, I need a break. I'm so hot right now.
Okay, so we're going to take a break. We're going to be back roughly about...
we don't do it right now. I'm saying
in
the next few minutes.
Okay,
it's almost 8.
Well, I'll come back next time and tell you more about that story.
Yeah, I think between the two of us, we have a lot of travel stories we can tell.
Oh, goodness gracious. I'll come back with the India travel story and the toilet on the train.
I think that would be great. Why not we have an India mukbang with India travel stories?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
So if you guys want that, tell her down in the comment section below.
You'll have to come back on the next live stream and remind me. Please continue that story about the toilet, traveling to Agra.
I mean, if that doesn't sound like an offer worth taking up, I don't know what does.
Exactly.
So when is the next live stream, Tasha?
I don't know. Maybe next week. We'll see. You know.
Yeah. So if you guys want another live stream next week, next Saturday, let us know.
Let us know if you're going to join us, and then maybe we'll be here.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get some food and hang out.
Guys, we're going to wrap it up, but we're going to be on Tastes So Good. Yeah,
so we're going to do a little bit of an outfit change. Or I need something a little cooler or something. Because I'm looking a little zombie-ish in this light.
We'll just call it a sexy flush.
Ooh.
Or we're both getting the menopause.
Perhaps. My eggs are drying up, y'all. Yes, we're going to also get some food. We're going to be doing a little bit of eating over on my channel. We're going to be talking about some random things. So we'd love for all of you to head over to my channel at Tastes So Good.
Excellent.
And join me.
I see Auntie Piri, you're coming to join us at Tastes So Good.
Yes, please do. We'd love to have you over there.
Yeah.
We're going to change our setup a little bit and see you guys over there. It's going to be fun.
See you soon, guys.
Yeah, we'll
see you in a few minutes.
Kabuki says,
Kabuki.
I think Kabuki must be Korean.
I think that's David, who's actually in Germany.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Hi, David. Nice to see you here. Thank you so much for saying hi.
Yeah, right as we're leaving, your chat's starting to blow up.
It's good to see you too. Thank you.
Greetings from Germany. She loves some German sausage.
Hey! David's married.
You don't like bratwurst? I love bratwurst.
Guys, I'm going to end this stream right here before anybody gets into trouble. Oh, there's a cute
Kabuki, if you want to see this conversation still happening, wait about 20 minutes and head over to my channel at Taste So Good.
Taste So Good.
We're basically going to pick up where we left off. Might do a little bit of repeating for new people. And
what I'll do is on my channel, I'll drop that link also in the description and comments below, so you can actually click on the link and find us on Paul's channel.
Yes, Kabuki, if you want to chat with us live, then wait about 20 minutes, and on my channel, we'll be here. So we're just gonna take a little break.
Sweat.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. See you shortly.
All right, thank you so much.
See you.